Hello everyone, my name is Alex from Ernest Alex Reads, and today I'm going to be doing a book review about Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So one of the books that I have read and completed in the month of March is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I wanted to talk about it. I really enjoyed doing a book review last week about The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, so I thought I would try and do a couple more each month because I really do enjoy talking about one book in depth. Daisy Jones and the Six is a book that is written in form of a oral history, so the characters are explaining what happened in the 70s, kind of in present day. And it follows the band Daisy Jones and the Six, and it covers the band's formation, the early life of a couple of the people in the band, them becoming successful in the 70s, them writing a very famous record called Aurora, and how they broke up. What I have figured out about Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing for me personally is that she makes me very invested in things that I didn't think I had an interest in. For example, I have or had no interest in like the golden age of Hollywood and actresses in the golden age of Hollywood, but I became super invested when I read the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in January, and it happened again with Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't really care, or I didn't care, or I didn't have any opinion on rock bands from the 70s. And after listening to this audiobook, I was so invested. For those 7-8 hours that I listened to the audiobook, I was so obsessed with this band, this fictional band, and I wanted to know every detail, and I really wanted to know what happened, and the whole writing and the way the book is set up is so realistic. I caught myself a couple times being like, was there actually a band called Daisy Jones and the Six? Did I just miss that? Because it just felt so realistic, so I thought that was a great part of the reading experience for me. I also really enjoyed the audiobook format because I did listen to the audiobook, but I thought this was one of the books that I really think that the audiobook is almost better than reading the physical book, because it does have a full cast of characters, so each band member has their own unique voice, and it really does sound like they are telling you what happened to them in the 70s and how they felt in the 70s. Like I said, I am not completely invested in rock bands in the 70s. It's not one of my interests, so I really appreciated more of the kind of interpersonal relationships of working and creating, working and being creative and spending so much time with a group of people. That was more interesting to me. That aspect of the book was way more interesting to me than maybe I don't know, just the general being in a band. Another positive aspect of this book is I think it is a really well-written book that talks a lot about substance abuse and addiction, so trigger warnings if you struggle with hearing about drug abuse and addiction. I didn't glamorize it at all. It talked a lot about the negative effects of addiction and how difficult it is to stay clean, the importance of rehab, and just that conscious choice of every day trying to do better and not relapse. And I thought it was really, really well done and a great aspect of the book on a whole. I also really, really appreciated this book because it was super feminist. You have 3 main women in this story, Daisy Jones being one of them, and each one of them are different. They're different types of women, they have different values, they have different goals, they make choices that are different from one another, but they are all so strong and so inspirational, and I think my favorite character wasn't even one person in the band, it was Camilla, the wife of one of the band members, because man, she was just so inspirational and she knew what she wanted and she made conscious choices to get what she wanted, and I just thought the strongest relationships between the main cast of characters were between the women, and it really showcased different friendships and different relationships you can have with different women and how important and life-changing those relationships can be, which I thought was amazing. I completed this book in 2 settings. One of them was on a bus journey, and then the next day I basically just laid in bed and listened to it because I really needed to know what was happening. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think obviously it's not going to be everybody's favorite book, and it's definitely not my favorite book, but I think you will at least be pretty invested while you're reading it, and it's just it's like a standalone novel in the best way possible, because you get the whole story condensed, you get it in that retrospective, like thinking about it in the past, everything's already happened, and the way that it's told is phenomenal. So I would recommend reading Daisy Jones and the Six, because I think it's just a great standalone novel. I think it has very important aspects that are being talked about. I think it has that quality of being sucked into a story and being so invested in the characters. It does that very, very well. Thank you for watching this book review. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you pick up Daisy Jones and the Six. I think it's quite a good novel. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I hope you enjoyed this book review, because I enjoyed making it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video.